self-awareness and mindset, as well as wellness on TawanaBSmith.com. So today I wanted to show you an unboxing. I wanted to do an unboxing for you from a company that I recently learned about through a good girlfriend of mine in California called Mountain Herbs. Now, Mountain Herbs is actually in Oregon. And when I went to my friend's house, I saw that she had all of these beautiful herbs and these beautiful teas. And she was doing a lot of things to heal her children and herself naturally, making tinctures and salves and all types of wonderful things that would support her family's immune system, their mind, and anything else that they have going on with them. So it was important for me in this process that I'm in. Some of you know, some of you don't know. My son is actually a leukemia survivor. He's 12 years old, and my husband is currently going through chemotherapy. And so it's important for me to make sure that I am doing as much as I can to support my husband's system, to help him continue to heal past the traditional medicine. I did a lot of juicing for my youngest son. I did essential oils with him. And so I'm expanding my knowledge now in this journey to go beyond what I know in terms of some herbs to look at other herbs, because whereas blood cancers require certain care, stomach cancer requires a different type of care. In addition to wanting to just be more organic. So I'm going to show you some of the things that are inside this box. Right now, I'm actually drinking one of the products that's in there, one of the teas. So I am going to show you that tea and all of the rest of the things that are in there. So I'm going to put my tea down really quickly. And then let's take a look inside this box. So this is the lovely packaging for the box, as you can see right here. Mountain Rose Herbs. I love it. It's really unique. It's kind of old-timey. And I have already gone through the box, but so it really isn't like, oh, an unboxing traditionally from start to finish. But some of the things that I purchased from them was oils. So these oils are going to go into salves. They will be used with some of my essential oils that I have, and one that I like a lot is the sweet almond oil. Let me move it this way. The sweet almond oil, it's an oil that I've always used but never really knew, like I just liked it. I went into a store one day, looked at some oils, and knew that I liked the smell of this oil. So this one is great for making any sort of beauty products. And if you want to do like an oil facial wash, you can use this with a coconut oil, and because coconut oil has astringent properties to it, and then this has nourishing properties, you can actually combine these together and actually clean your face with the oils. But we won't get into that right now. Remember, I'm still learning, so I will teach you what I learned along the way. And then here's the fractionated coconut oil, which I traditionally use whenever I am going to use an essential oil. So not putting the essential oil directly on my son's skin or my husband's skin or my skin, but using it along with the coconut oil. So speaking of essential oils, now I usually get my essential oil from doTERRA. I am a doTERRA rep. Well, I will sell doTERRA like wholesale, but it's not something that I really promote very often. So I'm not stuck to any one company. I have a lot of doTERRA oils, but then there are a lot that I've run out of. And one of the oils that I love a lot that I use quite a bit is frankincense. And so when you look at frankincense or any of these oils from the companies, they won't always smell the same because their process is different. But I really love the way the frankincense oil smells from Mountain Rose Herbs, and it is definitely more cost effective than how much I pay at doTERRA. Lang Lang, I think I'm saying it right. Lang Lang is another oil which is a wonderful fragrant oil that you can use in any sort of like perfumes or fragrances or beauty products that you use. And these sizes that I've gotten are 0.5 ounce. So I don't usually get anything bigger than that because, you know, I want to make sure that I'm getting it as fresh as possible and it's not sitting around too much. And then I've gotten St. John's wort. And I believe St. John's wort, I have to go back to my notes. St. John's wort is great for depression, people going through depression, you know, any of that has, I'm just reading the instructions here, anything that has to do with depression or, you know, some of the mental things that people are going through. So, and it has other properties, but that's what St. John's wort is as well. Good for as well. Now, I wasn't planning on necessarily telling you what you can use any of these herbs or oils for, so I'm gonna kind of breeze through the rest of these things. I definitely think that you should, depending on what you've got going on and yourself, you should look up and research the herbs and the oils that will work for you, just depending on your own self-care needs. These things that I've gotten are for my own personal self-care needs and for the self-care needs of my family, doing research and looking to make sure I know exactly what we need in our lives. So I will give you some links to some books that you can use to help you research that process. So you can research and, you know, go through that process. So I know that I want to make some natural scrubs, but I also cook with this stuff. So I got some Himalayan pink salt. Let me move this box over here a little bit. It's all in my face. Some Himalayan pink salt. And this is about a 1 pound bag of it. And you can get these things in bigger quantities if you like, or smaller. So this will be good for cooking as well as for beauty products once I run out of my scrubs. I've got a lot of scrubs, so I'm good for now. Dandelion leaf. I have the dandelion leaf, and I believe I also have the root. It's in there somewhere. So I know I ordered the dandelion leaf and the root, which will be good for my husband's digestion system, since, you know, he did have surgery for his stomach. Then cacao roasted powder. I love hot cocoa. It's winter. Actually, I like hot cocoa any time of the year, but this roasted powder, if I can go as close to back to the source as possible, I'm gonna do that. So instead of me buying hot cocoa that's, you know, filled with sugars and all this other stuff, I just want to make sure I go as close to the source as possible, and then I can put this in like my coffees, or I can cook with it as well. So let's speed up through here. Here we have some cinnamon sticks, which can also be used in herbal infusions. Turmeric root powder. I like to drink turmeric milk. Helps you to sleep well. It helps you to fight inflammation. I've had knee surgeries with my ACL. I'm torn and had repaired, and LCL and meniscus and all that other great stuff. So turmeric root powder works for me for inflammation, and as well as anyone who has any sicknesses, you have chronic illnesses, you really should be working on that, working on the inflammation. And turmeric with black seeds, like black pepper helps to, you know, get that inflammation down. So here's the dandelion root that I was telling you about, which will be used along with the dandelion leaf to make a nice tea. Or I might decide to make a tincture. Also in the box is North American rhodiola root. Here's some resins. So I burn incense a lot, and so I decided to go ahead and, you know, again, go back to the source, get some resins. So I've got frankincense resins. You guys will like frankincense a lot. And I've got copal resin. And just to let you know what it looks like, this is one of my little incense burners here. So when you get a resin, you actually, and I used one last night, you actually need to get these charcoal rounds. Can you see that? These are the charcoal rounds. And then you actually put the resin rocks, these little resin pieces, on top of the charcoal round, and then you burn it. And so it's really a more traditional way of burning incense. And really, especially when you're about to do prayer, you're about to do meditation, that frankincense resin is amazing. So speaking of frankincense, I had also purchased a hydrosol so that I could spray my room, but unfortunately the bottle broke. Remember I told you I went to this box first, and I'm glad that I did because some of the things got wet. But I spoke with Mountain Rose Herbs, and customer service was great. They were sending me new products, because when you get a hydrosol, a lot of it is, water as well as the actual essential oil. And it's coming from Oregon, and it's coming to Maryland, and it's really cold in both of those places. So what happened essentially is the bottle froze. The product froze in the bottle, and I guess through the change in temperatures and not enough space between the top of this bottle and the product, it actually broke. So they are replacing that, which I'm happy about because I need my hydrosol. What I did do though was make sure that I kept the sprayer because, I can reuse that. I don't want to waste it. I did, we'll get to that in a second. Let's go back to the product. So here are some rose hips that I got. And some echinacea. Remember, cold season, whenever someone has sniffles, I have echinacea drops, but I figured, you know what, I need to learn how to make my own tincture. It's going to be more cost effective, and I can make it as we need it instead of having it in my cabinet for years. Here are the rounds, the charcoal rounds that I was showing you, where I burn the resin. So that's what that looks like. So you can get your charcoal rounds from Mountain Rose Herbs. And FYI, they're not paying me to do this. This is not sponsored. I'm just sharing with you guys right now from the bottom of my heart. All right. The other things that I have in here are my teas. Now, I'm a huge tea drinker. I haven't given up coffee, but I have not drank coffee as much just because the smell would make my husband nauseous. And it's also something that he should probably not be drinking much of right now because of his, new system, his new body. So, we're in this together. So I have pulled back on drinking coffee every day like I used to, and now I drink tea. And honestly, I don't think about it really as a heavy coffee drinker because I love tea and I grew up loving tea. So the teas that I purchased were the green rooibos tea, which has great herbal benefits as well, and then the yerba mate tea, as well as the classic chai, which is what's in my cup that I'm drinking now, and the dream tea. So I'm gonna tell you a couple of things. So, and I purchased all 4 ounces of these teas because I want to make sure that I like the tea, right? I didn't want to go get a pound bag, and it really didn't, because these are loose teas. I'm not sure what it's going to taste like, what the profile is how it's gonna be for me. So I wanted to make sure that I tasted them first. So I went with a small batch, and I will go through the teas and taste them. So I also have purchased a chocolate mate. Let me see what the bag says. Hold on one second. Let's see. It is, a mint chocolate mate. Now, the reason why it's empty like this is for 2 reasons. One, remember that hydrosol I had? Yep, it broke and spilled on that bag. And so I wanted to check the leaves to make sure that, it didn't have any frankincense on it. But anyway, I talked to the company and they're going to replace it, which is good. But I can show you what that looks like right here. So the, here's that mate. That's that mint chocolate mate. And again, it doesn't smell like anything was on there, but better safe than sorry. So this is actually gonna be dumped. But I wanted to show you the little, when you get your teas, your loose teas like this, you wanna take them out of here and you wanna just find a cute little container for them because you're drinking them every day or every other day and it's just convenient. So these are containers that you remember Tivana? Tivana company was like a franchise. Well, anyway, Starbucks bought them and there is no more Tivana. But anyway, they had these great teas that you can buy, loose leaf teas, but they also have these wonderful accessories for you to keep your teas in. And so I got a couple of these Japanese canisters. They are straight from Japan. To hold my teas, which I have finished. One of them was a chai tea that was gone very soon. And I believe I got this from Tivana. I'm not sure. But this one also holds, this was filled with tea, guys. It's gone. And so this one, I'm going to, because this classic chai is the bomb. So this, I know that this one, my next order needs to be a 1 pound bag. And that will go into this canister right here. This canister that I have right here just about holds 4 ounces with a little left over. So that is something that I do know. Make sure you get yourself some nice canisters. And then with any of these other products, like any of your herbs, you also want to kind of take them out of these little ugly bags if you can, and recycle the bags and put them in jars. So I have mason jars, but the mason jars are really for when I make my tinctures and tell my girlfriend, you make potions, but whatever you want to call them, tinctures, infused oils, or infused vinegars. I have mason jars for that, but I want to make sure that I have different jars to hold all of my cute stuff, cute jars, all of my loose herbs. So my classic chai tea, this 4 ounce will give me 16 servings, because one tablespoon to an 8 ounce glass is what you normally use. But because I really drink like 2 cups, I use 2 tablespoons, to 16 ounces. So this, I'm going to be done with this just myself. This is 16 servings, really like 8 for me. So that's why I know, oh, you know what? You need to get a pound next time. The other tea, the yerba mate and the green rooibos tea, these teas, you would only use a teaspoon and not a tablespoon to 1 8-ounce cup of boiling water. So these are going to last longer. This one is probably going to yield about 70 servings, because this one is also yielding about 76 servings. This one feels a little bit more. So I would say this is probably going to yield about 75 to 80 servings and 76 servings on that one. And then my dream tea, because I love dreaming. I have quite vivid dreams, and so I want to be able to remember the dreams, and I want to enhance that and, be able to write about that. So I did purchase this blend that Mountain Rose has put together themselves called Dream Tea. And it has chamomile flowers in it, peppermint leaf, skullcap, mugwort, that's your dreamer's tea, damiana leaf, rosemary leaf, and rose petals. And it's all organic. So this is my nighttime tea, because there's no caffeine in it. And these are my morning teas, my chai tea, my yerba mate, and my green rooibos. Rooibos is usually like red, but the green one is good, and so it's got good health properties. We're gonna hear some noise because my son is coming. Last but not least is, I had to get myself a gift. This is how much I drink tea. This is actually a tea infuser that I can travel with. So it's made out of bamboo. Isn't it gorgeous? It's gorgeous, isn't it? Yes, it is. And it has my little infuser right in there. So turn it down, please. Turn it down. Thank you. So when I'm rushing in the morning, taking the kids to school, I can just put my loose tea in here, pour my hot water over it, and then I'm good to go. So that is my first order from Mountain Rose Herbs. Lots of different products here. Can you see this table? Lots of different products. And I will put them on my little rack back there, which is my in-home apothecary now, and work with all of these products as I need them to make my different tinctures which, you know, you need your own containers for that. So you guys don't worry so much about getting, you know, specifically what I have, because this is for my own personal self-care needs and my family needs. Research the things that you need for yourself. But, you know, definitely look into a company that you trust, the products that you trusted. I was at my friend's house. I tasted, you know, her product and I loved it and was like, okay, where do I order some stuff from them? And then, you know, you learn along the way. You don't have to do a big order like I did. Just get, you know, something small, something, you know, that will work for you, and make sure that you also, you research the things that you need and get the proper tools that you need to make your tinctures or your infused oils or your teas or your salves or whatever have you. I will leave some resources for you, some links to a couple of companies that I like for books, for learning, as well as for products. And if you have any questions for me, please leave them below. Hey, this is a video that is geared towards walking you to your self-care and what part of that looks like. So I hope that it serves you in whatever way. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I will see you next time. Bye.